Hi, I'm here to present my findings and recommendation on week 1 time series sales analysis. My name is Peter Singh. I am a data analyst and Tableau developer. These are my findings and recommendation. Well, I started by using Tableau to show the trend by month from January to December for both year for 2010 and 2011. And in doing so, I discovered the pattern that the highest revenue was generated at the second quarter of each year. That is, for 2010, the highest revenue was generated in the second quarter, which is July, while for 2011, the highest revenue was generated by May of the second quarter. That is, second quarter of 2011. May, we generated the highest revenue. Also, the lowest revenue is generated at the fourth quarter of each year. That is for 2010 and 2011, December to be precise. And this analysis leads to my recommendation. So this is what the data said, and this is my recommendation on the other end. So the year under review from the data, there are 2 years involved, which is 2010 and 2011. And in respect to the revenue generated per year, I discovered that 2011 generated, I think there's a rapid increase in revenue in 2011 compared to 2010. It's almost too good to be true. That from the data, I noticed that from the data. And similar trends in both years. The second quarter yield more revenue in both years, while the fourth quarter yields the lowest revenue in both years as well. So this is a pattern, actually is a pattern. So, and periodic behavior which should be addressed. So, and thus I have my recommendation. So since May to July, the second quarter, we generated the highest revenue. We should capitalize on that. Then plan campaigns around May to July. So we can launch major product campaigns, discounts, and new releases during this period. And we can stock our inventory heavily ahead to meet the peak demand. So we have to address as well the fourth quarter decline. The fourth quarter we should be making a lot more revenue compared to what we're making now. So it has to be investigated. What are the causes? Is it the availability of products? Is it maybe customer fatigue, supply chain issues? It has to be investigated to know why are we having such a steep decline. And the other thing is to investigate the 2010's dip and momentum. As I said from the data, the revenue generated in 2011 it shows a rapid increase in the revenue. It's almost too good to be true. So we have to see if there's any possible data inflation, and if so, if the data is valid, then we just have to double down on whatever method we'll be using, because it seems it's working, it's evidently working. So we need to double down on them, and we have to scale operations, logistics, the staffing proportionality to maintain the service quality as well. So these are my recommendations and these are my findings. I use the month-to-month analysis to discover how the revenue changes in respect to each month from January to December for both years. So, and I highlighted the highest revenue and the lowest revenue with the blue color and the orange color. So these are my findings. Thank you so much, and God bless. My name is Peter again. I'm a data analyst and Tableau developer. Thank you.